What can you say about the way your team is playing defensively in the 12 league?
Yeah, I mean, it's been good. There's always a pocket where, you know, I think we need to do things better, but for the most part, it's been pretty good. 6 pretty good periods, and 5 of the 6 were really good. And I think we've done even the game before that I thought were pretty good. So that'll be important down the stretch here, is to play good defense.
What does it mean when you look at the standings in the morning and you see you're above the cut line for the first time in however long it's been?
All you got to do is look around that mark, and you realize how much work you have to do. So it's this is we knew back a while ago it was going to be a long journey, and so it's good. We're collecting points. We need to continue to collect points, but everybody's still got 19, 20, 21 games left, and so you got to continue to push. You got to keep collecting, and tonight's another opportunity for that.
You're Washington, obviously, top of the East,
Yeah.
a team that you've played twice already and not had much success in either time. Your team looks different now, though, right? You got some new guys and stuff. So what do you got to do differently tonight against them?
Yeah, it's different. I thought one of the games we played them pretty well. The other game, I didn't like the way we played, but they score a lot of goals. They scored a lot of goals against us, and they're scoring a lot of goals. So we're going to need to play good defense tonight too. But it'll be good. They've had a really strong year. They've been at the top the entire year, so it'll be a good challenge for us.
The league and everything has been making a marketing campaign of sorts about Ovechkin and the chase and all that. As an opposing coach, is that a distraction to you guys at all, or can you just focus on your thing?
No, that's not a distraction for us. So I don't know what it is over there, but for us, it's about the game tonight. It'd be great to not have him push forward in that race. So that's about the only way that we'll talk about it when it comes up in a power play meeting, or how we defend and things we do. Obviously, he's a tremendous goal scorer. So it's from a hockey standpoint, we talk about it, but not necessarily a race standpoint.
Will has played in a lot of different combinations for you this year, a lot of different roles for you this year. How would you evaluate his progress, and also, how would you evaluate a player who can fit in with, say, Heedle and Capo, and now seems to be fitting in with Miller and Zibanejad, a guy who can play in these minutes at this point?
I actually don't think that it's changed that much. I think he's been fairly consistent with his game and what we expect from his game, what he needs to bring to his game in order to be successful. I thought he was producing points, and you're talking about 2 really good players, and the 2 players that you mentioned that he was with, and so it's not like he was playing 8 minutes a game, and he was playing with a couple of good players, and that line was producing. It was effective. He's just, again, staying on the left wing. He moves up. His game stays the same with Mika and Millsy, but I do think it gives him a little bit more opportunity. So there's a few more minutes. That line goes out there a little bit more. So the role expands a little bit. I don't think it's changed that much. He's been part of the penalty kill unit the entire year. That was the plan coming in, was to work with him to become a penalty killer. I think he's done a good job, so that hasn't changed either. And so I think he's been pretty consistent with his game, like he was last year, but I just think the growth of him, you'd like to think that a player in his first year, then the player in the third year player is going to be a better version. They grow, they gain experience, they gain confidence, and that seems to be the case with Will.
Your decor seen quite a bit of turnover this season, especially recently, and you're missing some guys that you've relied on heavily for not just this season, but prior seasons as well. And yet, it seems like they haven't really missed a beat, and a lot of guys have been able to step in and fill holes. What are you seeing from that group as a whole right now? Are they even maybe exceeding what you thought that they would be able to do, missing a guy like Fox and losing Lindgren, et cetera?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough when you're talking about Foxy. He's a point producer. He makes plays, and so that can get, I think, at times when it's happened in past years, you take a player like that out on the back end who's your high point producer, it's tough to fill those shoes. The guys the other changes that you're talking about. So we'll be ready for Fox when he's ready to come back. But the other guys that you talked about that have moved out of here, they've been replaced. And the guys that have come in, those were good players that left, but we replaced them with good players. I think the guys have come in and done a really good job of filling in, playing good defense. And from that, there hasn't been that much. There really hasn't been that much of a change. The same type of players came, that left. The same type of player came back in, and kind of a defense-first mindset for the players that we took in here. And I think it's helped quiet things down a little bit.
I know you talked about him the other night, but with Keandre, it's sort of been up and down a lot of this season. What have you seen from him since you've been without Adam? I mean, do you see him looking to take more responsibility and do more things?
Yeah, for me, it's his skating. His skating is, he's attacking ice right now, and I think he's one of the top skaters that we have, and he's using his edges to make cuts to get out of our zone. He's making the pass that he needs to make. But to me, I see him, when he's charging through the neutral zone and the puck's on his stick, usually good things can happen for us. So he's getting involved in the rush. He's getting involved in the offensive zone. So I would agree with you. He's playing really well right now.
What's been clicking with the line between JT, Mika, and Will? Why do you think they're so effective?
Well, they're three good players for one, and maybe a little bit different. All in the, they're not the same player, but you're right. They have worked. They have clicked. I think that they work hard. They compete hard. They're pretty responsible defensively, and so they draw some tough assignments. But all capable of handling that. And offensively, they seem to be clicking. You don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work, but we started one way when some trades were made, and then we ended up in where we are now, and I like the way it sits right now. Thanks.
Thank you.